Ah, yeah. Here we go. Tonight's going to be crazy. I can feel it in my bones.
Yes. I can feel it in my bones too.
Oh, yeah?
I just got eyelash in my eye.
Oh.
Perfect.
Welcome back to the next edition of Monday Not Live. I am Dr. Ken Berry, a family physician. This is my boss, my partner, and my helper, Neisha Salas-Berry, RN, certified health coach, certified breastfeeding consultant. For the next hour, we're going to be hanging out with you, talking about all things nutrition, diet, medicine, health. Lifestyle. Eat a proper human diet, live a proper human life. That may be the 2 secrets to your problem. Consider that.
Consider it. You
deserve to be healthy. You deserve to have a normal body weight. You deserve to have a normal blood pressure. You deserve to have a normal A1C. And we're here to help you achieve all that and probably more, with maybe a laugh or 2 thrown in, depending.
Fair warning. If we're new here, we have fun. Okay,
Yeah.
This isn't boring. It's usually a little over exciting for some. Some people may find it too exciting.
Some people may be triggered.
Some people.
That's okay. We also have 2 cats and 2 dogs, and they're all currently in the room. So you may hear a cacophony of canine and feline turmoil.
Here's one right now. This is Olive. She's one of our rescue kitty cats, and she is trying to escape our poodle at this very moment. So
what are you doing?
We'll see how it goes.
Leave the cats alone, please. Go take a nap.
If you're new, type new, because we'd love to see new people in the chat. Welcome. If you see a blue name with a blue wrench, those are our PhD coaches.
They are Primal Health Coach certified.
Mm-hmm.
They've been hanging out with us in our private group for a few years now. They all know what I'm going to say.
They have been knighted by Dr. Berry.
If somebody with a blue wrench answers you in the comments,
pay attention.
It might as well be coming from me.
Yeah, they are here out of the goodness of their hearts. So respect their time, respect their answers.
Yes.
They're also in our PhD community. So a lot of you already know them. Those of you in the PhD community, let's put a bacon emoji in the chat and show that bacon pride.
We're coming to you tonight from metropolitan Holiday, Tennessee. Where are you watching? Tell me what city, what state, what country.
In case you want to stalk us.
Where are you at? I mean, it's a big town. It'd be hard to find us.
Super hard to find us.
I love it. All right, let's see about some questions. Oh, we got somebody watching from just across the river in Waverly.
What's up, neighbor?
I lost it. It went by too fast.
Also, make sure to hit those hearts and thumbs. That really helps us reach new people who need to hear this message, maybe.
Or see that cattail. All right. So we got a few first-time people in here tonight. When you guys hit the share button and then share this to your favorite social media, that's how new people hear about this. There are people out there right now suffering who don't know that there is such a thing as a proper human diet that can correct chronic medical conditions. But if you hit the share button, you can be the one who helped them out.
Proper human diet made by God.
By God.
We just came up with that. We had to share it. Oh, there's that cat telling you.
All right, let's take some questions.
Let's do it.
Kelly, I have a 13 millimeter renal angiomyolipoma. Can this be reversed? Does lipoma mean fat? Sort of, yeah. It means a fatty tumor. And many lipomas, we've had hundreds of comments of people who, once they adopted and stuck to a proper human diet, their lipoma got much smaller or went completely away. It also has angio in the name, which means blood vessels. It also has myo in the name, which means muscle cells. So it's a conglomeration of all 3 of those things. Definitely make sure you're seeing your doctor routinely and having this monitored. But I would not be surprised if a proper human diet strictly and long-term enough caused this to stop growing and perhaps to shrink. That would not surprise me at all. Thank you, Tim Noakes. This is the other.
Oh, I was going to say.
The other Tim Noakes.
Tim Noakes? The Tim
Noakes? Rushman, I work midnights. With winter here, I think I'm becoming more sleepy and slightly moody. Any vitamins or supplements you can recommend? So, you definitely need to keep your vitamin D25 level between 50 and 100. You need to make sure you're getting enough iodine. You need to make sure you're getting sunlight, Rushman. Even though it's winter and I know it's not bright summer sun, you still need to go out as close to the morning sun as you can every day. Even if it's cold, even if it's raining, go outside and get that morning sun. Let the sun shine into the periphery of your eye. It really helps your circadian and other rhythms.
Sure
Very
does.
important.
Y'all, I have something to ask of you. Well, the cat hair goes everywhere. You can't see it, but it's everywhere. Did you know that Dr. Barry's birthday is this week?
Yeah.
So what I challenged you is to get the number of viewers to 4,000 before the 1 hour mark, because it's almost always like 10 minutes before we're done that we hit 4,000 for his birthday. He would like nothing. He's not asking, but I'm asking you. Share this video, hit that thumb, comment. Let's see if we can reach 4,000 by 30 minutes. Let's see how it goes.
I have a feeling that this is going to be the best birthday of my life.
It is. I have so many
And that
plans.
would also make it better if we could get to 4,000 pretty quickly.
He'll be 55.
55, double nickel, as my wife loves to say. Susan, hubby69 says he needs chicken marinated in lemon juice ACV, or he gets pain and constipation. Same with steak, though ground beef is okay. What gives? I have no idea. No idea whatsoever. The lemon juice and the apple cider vinegar are completely digested and absorbed before they ever make it to his large intestine, so it can't be that. Also, the chicken is completely digested and absorbed before it makes it to his large intestine. So I don't know why he thinks that. A lot of people think a lot of things that turn out to not be true. It's kind of funny how the human mind works.
Also, it's venture to ask, and you may not want to answer this. Does he think he's constipated, or is he actually on the toilet, TMI,
Big difference.
in a severe amount of pain, unable to push that poop out to the point where he may need assistance? Because that is true constipation. Some people really overuse that word constipation. So,
Sama went to the doctor today. A1C is 5.2. Yes. But when I told him what I was doing, I got the religious talk about eating flesh. This is something that never ceases to amaze me. Sama has literally reversed type 2 diabetes. It's gone. He has a beautiful A1C, but his doctor is going to yell at him for eating flesh. On Twitter, every day, there's some vegan who's like, well, I hope you enjoy eating the dead flesh of dead animals that have been murdered. It's like, you can pick whatever adjectives you want. Eating meat is part of a proper human diet. I'm sorry if that offends you or hurts your feelings. It's just true.
Inside our private community, we really dive deep into topics such as this one, but for the sake of time.
Yeah. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you. Jim, I am triggered by your bookshelf EDF, but I have decided did not want to die on this hill. Enjoyed roast beef for lunch and dinner. Best food ever. You can't beat roast beef.
Same,
man.
Jim.
It's so good. It's so good. Neisha threatens to redo my bookshelf, but she has yet to do so.
It's a hill I'm not willing to go on either.
Robert, skinny 29-year-old male, 5'11", 136 pounds, on low carb, who can't gain weight even on McDonald's 3 times a day. Best way to put on muscle. I can gorge myself all I want, train a lot, and never gain anything. And indeed, Robert, many young men with a very high metabolism. I used to be one of those men. Lily, come on. It's the same cat as yesterday. Get out of here. She's like, oh, there's a cat here. Oh my God, it's a cat.
She loves the cat.
I used to be this way in my early 20s, very slender, couldn't put on any muscle. So the more you study weightlifting and the more you actually practice weightlifting, you can actually develop a mind-muscle connection, and actually that helps. And so keep reading, keep learning, keep lifting heavy, keep eating until you're comfortably stuffed. Do not portion control at all. Do not calorie count. If you want to gain some fat, the easy way to do that is just to increase your carbohydrate intake. But I'm guessing you want to gain muscle and bone and not fats. Very often in ectomorphs, which you may be, you won't look like you've got a lot of muscle when in fact you do have quite a bit of muscle. Also, ask somebody who doesn't give a damn one way or the other if you're too skinny. Because very often our eyes, when we look in the mirror, we don't see the truth. That could be, oh, hello there.
That's for free.
Wow, here we go. All right. That ought to get it up to 4,000. Dennis, how do we know when we are in ketosis? So the beautiful thing about the human body, Dennis, is you don't have to know. You just have to eat a proper human diet. Your body will take care of all of that. Okay. Typically, people describe being in ketosis feels like a sense of well-being, a sense of alertness, being fully awake. You can test this, but if you're eating carnivore, there's no reason to waste your money on ketone strips or ketone meters. How long after last meal before ketosis begins? Typically, so you're trying to get off in the weeds. You're trying to major in the minors. None of that stuff matters. Just focus on eating a proper human diet. Now, I bet there's a few of you guys saying, but yeah, okay, but what is a proper human diet? Would you like a free guidebook emailed to you that will explain it to you in very, very simple terms? Let's see. I've got a little something right here. Right? Yeah. So if you'll go to this website, drbarrysguide.com, you can get a free copy of my Proper Human Diet guidebook.
Now, it's going to be emailed to you. Check your spam folder because it's probably going to go there. Probably, yes. But that's how you can learn what a proper human diet is. Nick, what are your thoughts on the blood type diets? Well, Nick, let me just tell you. The blood type diet is a load of crap. Okay, I've read the book. I read it when it first came out. I've looked into all the research that the author purports to show that this matters. And then I've read several compilations of people like, oh, it really doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter at all. It is irrelevant. Whether you have type A, B, or O, if you're Rh negative or positive, it is irrelevant when it comes to your diets. All humans have been eating a proper human diet before 12,000 years ago. Every human on the planet, regardless of their religion, regardless of their blood type, regardless of their shoe size, they ate lots of fatty red meats and lots of eggs with the yolk. And then they ate a few plants every now and then if they couldn't find fatty red meat. My wife complains that meat seems to cause her stomach pain. And that actually could be true, but it has nothing to do with her blood type. I have several videos on my YouTube channel about stomach and eating meat and stomach pH and such like. Vicky. Your opinion on recent news that sugar helps chemo for pancreatic cancer helps it work better.
Pancreatic cancer is a solid tumor cancer. All solid tumor cancers, without exception, love sugar, thrive on sugar, and need sugar to thrive and metastasize. That includes pancreatic cancer. There is no reason to add cancer to any human's diet, first of all, but definitely no reason to add it to a person's diet if they currently have cancer in their body. Thank you, Celeste. Saren, hi. What role does fat have on your gallbladder and pancreas? So every cell and tissue in your body, including the cells that make up your gallbladder and pancreas, they need you to eat a daily supply of amino acids and fatty acids, and you can find both of those in meat. Your gallbladder, if you're saying what is the function of gallbladder with regards to fat, your gallbladder stores and concentrates bile, which is then excreted into the small intestine to emulsify and break up fat. Your pancreas also plays a small role in fat metabolism or fat digestion, but it mainly is focused on digesting the carbohydrates and the protein in your diet, although it does play a part in fat metabolism as well.
I'm writing
right in my way.
I'm sorry. So we are almost to 3,000. So some of you are doing the share thing. If you're not, consider doing it. All right.
Yes.
Okay. So in the comment section every Monday, we see so many success stories. If you have a success story that Dr. Barry or myself or both of us have played a role in and you would like to share that with us, you can send an email. If you go to drbarrylist.com/testimony, hopefully I spelled that right.
Looks right.
It's in a hurry. You can share there. And we would love to give you a shout out on a Monday Night Live. That's something we would love to start doing because some of your stories are almost unbelievable. They're so life-changing, life-altering, the things that have happened to you guys when you went beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, keto, carnivore, ketovore, there's the cat. If you want to share that, drbarrylist.com/testimony, and we'll give you a shout out.
And you can leave your testimony. You can type it out or you can do a video testimonial. Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Absolutely. Okay, Ed, I had over the weekend pulled chest muscles while sleeping. Strange. However, I went to emergency room for pain. They gave me steroids. Any suggestions? Yeah, so strained chest muscles are going to heal without taking steroids. Now, if you're having severe crippling pain, Ed, from this, then you might want to take the steroids. But if it's just a pull muscle, there's no reason to take steroids. Very often, all you guys need to know this. Very often, when you go to a A&E or ER or to a doctor's office, the doctor implicitly just thinks that you want a prescription. And so what I'd love for all you guys to do when you go to the doctor, say, look, right up front, let me just say, if I don't need a prescription, I don't want one. Start saying that, load the conversation like that, because doctors, they think, well, he paid his copay or he's going to pay his insurance paid. I'm sure he wants something, and doctors feel almost beholden to get out the prescription pad and give you a prescription, which you very often don't need, and which absolutely 100% of the time is going to have a bunch of potential side effects. And so give your doctor leeway. Say, look, if I don't need a prescription, don't think I'm here to get one. I just want your educated advice. Dark Buddhist.
Type 2 diabetes after 30th birthday in April. We Ketovore after watching your videos. A1C from 13 to 5.4 in 6 months.
Huzzah!
Average sugar 5.1 now. My triglycerides are 36, but my HDL is still super low at 34. What am I doing wrong?
So that's not super low, but that is low. Some people just genetically have a lower HDL. More than likely what you need to do, Dark Buddhist, is you need to do two things. First is increase the amount of fatty red meat you're eating and start lifting heavy things. Now let's talk about this one more time. His A1C was 13, cattail. 13, that is terrible. That would freak out any doctor whose office you went into. And in 6 months, he used the latest prescription medication. No, wait a minute. He used he just ate lots of meat and eggs. And now he has an A1C of 5.4 in 6 months.
But
it's like magic, but it's not.
But was it the adding of the beef and the eggs, or was it something else?
Was it that he added meat? Is there something magic in meat, or was it that he subtracted all of the carbohydrates, all of the processed wheat, rice, oats, corn, soybean, all the sugar, all the vegetable seed oils? It was both. Well done, Dark Buddhist. Well done. Well done.
I know Dr. Berry was, there's a cat hair on my face. It was like, these cats and dogs. I was like, people love it.
Yeah, it's
people
fine.
love
It's
the
fine.
cat cameo.
It's fine. It's fine. It's
cat.
fine. Okay, guys, I've got some interviews scheduled coming up on this channel over the next few weeks, some good ones. But I want you to tell me in the comments, who would you like to see me interview on the channel here? Tell me in the comments.
I'm going to have some interviews on my channel too. Did you guys know I had a YouTube channel?
She does.
I do.
She does.
And
yes.
hopefully if he's done his job, the link is in the description.
It
Or
is.
you can just search for Neisha.
Yeah.
Neisha, and that'll pull me up.
Nice.
I just did a really cool video over there today. Many of you liked it.
Gene, I have stage 3 kidney disease. Can I still do a carnivore diet? I'm from Wisconsin. Yes, 100%, Gene. You need to do either keto or ketovore or carnivore, because if you don't, your chronic kidney disease is just going to keep getting worse. And before too many more months, you'll be on dialysis, and that'll be it. So 100%, you can preserve and protect your remaining kidney function by eating a proper human diet. And in many, many cases, we've seen stage 3 go back to stage 2 or even stage 1, which means that your kidney function improved. So yes, absolutely.
3,100. We're getting close.
Vicky, do oldies really need the flu vaccine? It's an excellent question, Vicky. And this is something that we're leery to talk about on YouTube, because there's a certain word in there that tends to rile
Trigger.
up the powers that be. This is something that we talk about very often in our private group. And so thank you for the super chat, but I'm not going to answer your question here on YouTube.
Also, let's not say oldies. Let's say wise.
Mature.
The wisest among us. Hopefully.
TJ got a bunch of labs. HDL 55, triglycerides 66, LDL 238, HDL. There's the ratios, and then a bunch of particles, blah, 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 being pushed to meds. Yeah, you don't need meds. TJ. Yeah, you're doing great. Mona, I've been diagnosed with gliosis, encephalomalacia. to the gyrus recti from an MRI in April. Has Carnivore helped with this in your experience? So this is a very uncommon, very rare thing. I haven't heard anybody speak out about having this. Doctors here can't give me answers how to deal with this. So first of all, Mona, eating a proper human diet is going to help your health in hundreds of ways. Whether or not it affects this specific rare condition, I don't know. We don't know the answer to that yet. But I can tell you, you're going to benefit many other ways. Amy, thank you very much.
A lot of the people that you guys are saying he should interview, he's done interviews with already. So if you go into YouTube, into the search bar and type in Dr. Berry and Dr. Westman, for example, you can find those videos and watch them now. But we'll probably have those people on again. But if you haven't watched those, go watch them.
Ivan says, what's a good kidney failure friendly food for my mom before she begins dialysis? Beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. Beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. Yes, Ivan, I'm not kidding. Your mom needs all the nutrition contained in beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. It may actually improve her kidney function. It's definitely not going to make her kidney function worse. Thank you so much, Holly.
Holly is a VIP.
Yes, she is. Thomas, Dr. Berry, what do you feel is safe ketone range? Again, if you're eating a proper human diet, keto, ketovore, carnivore, lion diet, you don't need to worry about checking your ketones, okay? Also, if it gets too high, what would be the best way to reduce the ketones? Again, you're worrying about minutia. You don't have to worry about this, Thomas. Focus all your energy on eating a proper human diet each and every day. You can get a free copy of my Proper Human Diet Guidebook. There's a link in the show notes. You don't have to worry about all this stuff. This is stuff that influencers have made you think you need to worry about and then buy their product. You don't need to worry about that. You don't have to worry about that. Adam, how does glycation cause atherosclerosis? Glycation may or may not play a role in atherosclerosis. I don't think anybody knows for sure. Atherosclerosis typically is caused by inflammatory damage to the inside of the artery. And then your body tries to fix that damage by putting down cholesterol like Bondo or Spackle and smooth that over. And then you wind up with a plaque. And then your body eventually calcifies that plaque.
Yes, he did trim the beard.
Blood just back, high RBCs, high hemoglobin, and hematocrit. Should I worry? No. What you should start doing, Amy, is giving blood every 3 to 6 months. This will bring down your RBCs, your hemoglobin, and your hematocrit, and you will help hundreds of other people. Midwest Country Life, please explain how to do carnivore when having oxalate toxicity dumping. Dumping is causing heart issues, AFib, cortisol raised, and then blood sugar. So, Midwest Country Life, I'm afraid oxalate dumping probably is a real thing, but it's not causing AFib. Okay, it's not causing heart problems. Sometimes people will get a skin rash or they'll have a few things, but you need to go see your doctor if you're having all this. This is not caused by oxalate dumping. You need to eat a proper human diet. I'm not sure who you've been listening to, but absolutely. If you like meat and you want to eat only meat and eggs, then eat a carnivore diet and see your doctor ASAP if you haven't already. Jim, forget the bookshelf. I want a doctor that has your ideals near me. Is there a network of doctors that support the true proper human diet that I can choose from? So I've got a YouTube video about how to find a low-carb, keto-friendly doctor that has databases in the show notes, but I've heard that a couple of them no longer work. A couple of the links are dead, but I think 2 or 3 of the links still work, where you can find a doctor who at least knows what keto means.
Something that we do in the group is that we encourage you guys to connect with each other. There's a feature where you can see people near me, and you can reach out to those people and say, hey, do you know a doctor in our area that I can go speak to that is on board with at least real whole food and is an anti-keto? That networking option is there for you guys.
Absolutely. And people take advantage of that every day. They've actually made in real life friends that they meet up for keto coffee or a ribeye with. Yeah. So consider becoming a member. Martha, recent fasting, glucose 101, insulin 23.1, C-peptide 4.3, all went up after 6 months carnivore. I am so frustrating. September A1C 5.4, which is, you didn't tell me your new A1C, did you? I don't see it in there. And so very often people, when they start a carnivore diet, they won't use any condiments, sauces, rubs, anything like that. But then as the months go by, they add a little more of this sauce, that condiment, this rub. And before you know it, they're eating ketovore, not carnivore. And for those of us who develop type 2 diabetes and fatten very easily, that can make your fasting insulin go up. Also, if you're not eating enough fat on your carnivore diet, you might have a little higher insulin level and C-peptide than you'd like. I would say let's look at this carnivore diet with fresh eyes. Let's look at the macronutrient content of any condiment that you put on your meat or eggs, and let's bump up the fat intake. Higher fat. Meg, thank you very much. Jody Lee, could carnivore reduce sebaceous cysts? 100%. Yes. We've had multiple people. One of our good friends in the carnivore community, she used to have huge sebaceous cysts, huge carbuncles that she had to have lanced all the time. And now she doesn't have any more at all. We've heard this hundreds of times. Absolutely. Vince.
Happy birthday, Doc.
Oh, thank you very much. 31-year-old male, always been a colder person since 23-ish, always gets better after eating. A lot more cold on keto carnivore, mostly beef. How do I fix this? You're probably deficient in iodine. We typically eat iodine-rich food at least once a week. And also this little dilly right here, Daily Minerals, which I formulated in Keto Chow cells, has 500 micrograms of iodine in each daily serving. There's a link in the show notes if you want to check those out.
A lot of people saying you should interview Joe Rogan. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I'd love to do that. Does he do that?
No, but if Dr. Barry could be on Joe Rogan, that'd be awesome. Dr. Sean Baker, one of our friends, was just on there, but Dr. Barry's not on the radar yet.
Just not on there yet, as far as I know.
Wait our
turn.
turn.
I don't know. I'm waiting, Joe. I'd love to talk to you. I've got thoughts. John, hi from both of us in Port Richey, Florida. I tell everyone who will listen about the carnivore lifestyle, keep up the great work. Don't worry, John. You keep up the great work. This is how you guys are going to help your friends and family. It's just live the life, eat the diet, share your story. That's literally all it takes, because the experts, many of them are just out to lunch. The doctors, I just was reading a new article today about all these diabetes experts got together and they debated, is type 2 diabetes reversible? And they're like, yeah, if you eat a diet of 800 calories a day, there's soups and shakes. They did a study. And it's like, as long as you eat 800 calories a day, you can reverse your type 2 diabetes. But that's it. They ignored all the Verta research that's got type 2 diabetes reversal out to 2 years now, working on a 3-year study. And all of Dr. Unwin's wonderful work over in the UK. And they're just like, no, you can't reverse it. We tried. We tried with soups and shakes, and you can't do it. So that's a load of bullshit. You absolutely can reverse type 2 diabetes, okay? So many people have done it. If you've already reversed your type 2 diabetes with a proper human diet, tell your story in the comments, because people read these comments. They're looking for answers because they know that their doctor's either out to lunch or lazy or stupid or bought off or something. I don't know what's wrong with doctors. I apologize for them every day, and I'll apologize for them again right now. You can absolutely reverse fatty liver, type 2 diabetes, hypertension, obesity. All these things are reversible, okay, with a proper human diet. Thank you, Crippled Bells. Meg, hello from snowy Maine. 8 inches today. Ooh, Neisha would hate that. 6 hours with no power. Thanks goodness for our battery backup system for 5 freezers full of meat. 3 years carnivore. Eat the meat. Thank you for all you do. So let all you guys listen to Meg from Maine. I heard this year there's supposed to be more snow in Tennessee. All you guys, everybody listen to this. I don't care where you live in the world. There's either a tornado or a hurricane or a tsunami. There's something going to happen at some time. You need at least 2 weeks of food and water stored. Okay? Now, if you've got a backup generator, you can store food in the freezer. But if you don't have a backup generator, then you need to have canned meat stacked up on your shelf, enough for 2 weeks, and water, just in case, because you never know what's going to happen in this crazy world that we live in. Seems like there's more disasters now than there used to be.
It does seem that way. I don't know if it's just because social media or it is true.
It may be just the reporting, but I'm just saying 2 weeks, guys. Come on. It's not going to kill you.
We are 30 minutes in, and we have 3,600 people watching.
We're almost there.
Almost to 4,000. So good job to you share warriors out there and commenters and thumbers. I'm trying to do something.
It's a habit.
here.
I can't help it.
A lot of you are asking if we're doing any more challenges in the group on January 1st, really the week before, just the week after Christmas.
Day after Christmas, you're firing up.
We're firing it up in there. We're doing a consistency challenge, so don't feel like you have to jump on the carnivore wagon if you're not ready for that. We're just doing harder consistently. So we'll go into all the details, but if you're into challenges, it's $5 a month for the base. That gets you in, that gets you into the challenge. And then if you want access to more live Q&As, then you can always upgrade. But just consider it as a Christmas gift. If you're ready to have a 2024 that ends with you going, yes!
Huzzah! That's possible.
It is.
Literally 2024 could be the year that you reverse stuff that you thought was permanent.
It's great for accountability. It's great for support, finding friends that aren't going to say, oh my gosh, you're going to die if you eat that way.
Yeah.
And we also have exclusive interviews in there, extra live Q&As, and our coaches are super awesome and active in the group as well.
Yes,
so
yes,
check
absolutely. Little Sister Sue got lab results, appointment tomorrow. Most are okay, but BUN creatinine ratio is 40, BUN 3.34, and creatinine 0.85. I have congestive heart failure. Any questions? I should ask my PCM tomorrow. So BUN to creatinine ratio typically just means you didn't drink enough water that day. That it can't, and sometimes heart failure can make it high as well. But your creatinine's fine. There's no, if your eGFR was also fine, then there's no evidence of kidney problems here. But definitely keep your appointment. Newbie, does cooking red meat and organ meats really reduce a bunch of nutrients? This is a great question. I'm going to answer it. I simply cannot eat raw meat, and I cook mine all the way through. It is absolutely true, without argument, that the more you cook meat and eggs, any food really, you are destroying some of the vitamin content. Now, the minerals are not going to go anywhere. They are elements. Okay, you can cook your food at 10,000 degrees for an hour and a half. You'll still have the minerals, but all the vitamins will be gone. Try, newbie, to cook your meat as little as you can tolerate. Okay, so if you're cooking your meat well done, let's back it up to done and do that for a few weeks. And let's back it up to medium well and do that for a few weeks. I promise you'll get used to it and you'll come to actually enjoy it. Granny Berry loves her sirloin steak well done. And she always will, because she's hard-headed and contrary. And also a sweetheart. But you can train yourself to cook your meat less. Okay. There's no danger if the meat is fresh and you didn't drop it on the floor. There's no danger that you're going to get it, oh my God, food poisoning or something. No. Cook your meat just as little. I like my steaks medium rare. I even cook my hamburgers medium rare. Okay. But I didn't start there. I started well. I started done or medium well.
Been a rare girl all my life.
Yeah, but I've just backed it up, and now everything's medium rare, and I love it. I like it just fine. I like it, and now that's the way I like it. But I couldn't even eat a steak well done now. I'll be like, just can't.
Jerky.
And a cooked to death hamburger is like, it'll take a lot of mustard for me to wolf it down.
Really?
We're about to have some broken furniture here any minute. The poodle's about to go off on the cats. Kevin Buff, no energy for a year after having COVID, was keto for 7 months and now carnivore for 2 months. Any suggestions is appreciated. There are so many things about the infection and the preventative action you could take for the infection that people are having this kind of long-term problem. This, again, is something we talk about in much more detail inside of our private group. It's not beholding to the YT gods. And so thank you for the super chat, Kevin, but we won't answer this on YouTube, but we will answer this in our private group.
YT, I would call him a dirty word, not a god.
Shauna, ready to try and get off Remicade for conception and for good. 34-year-old female, Crohn's disease, haven't been hospitalized in 5 years since being meat-based. If you know anybody out there, guys, who has ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease or irritable bowel syndrome or disease, carnivore is the way. Carnivore is the way. How can I find someone to help me safely try this or any other ideas? So what you're going to do, Shauna, is you're going to go to your rheumatologist, first of all, and you're going to say, okay, I've been eating. Don't tell them carnivore because they'll crap their pants. say I've been eating a very natural diet with no processed food whatsoever, and I haven't had a flare up in 5 years. I want to decrease slowly and safely and wisely with your help my Remicade until I take a trial, key word, I want to take a trial off the Remicade and see what happens. Okay? If you phrase it that way, I'm eating a natural diet, no processed food, no sugar, and I haven't had a flare up in 5 years, and I want to try a trial of weaning down and stopping the Remicade, I want you to help me do that. I promise if I have a flare up, I'll go right back on it. That will give your doctor the comfort zone that he or she needs to say, I don't normally recommend this, but I mean, you are doing great, and I love it that you're eating a natural diet. So 90% chance your rheumatologist will say, okay, but if you promise, only if you promise and swear that if you have a flare up, you go right back on it and you never bring this up again. Say, okay, yeah, I promise. That's probably how you're going to get it done. If not, go to another rheumatologist and say, hey, I need you to help me wean down. I'm going to stop this one way or the other. I want you to help me do it safely. Please help me with that. That's what I would do. Mama Jack, I manage my hypoglycemia with Ketovore, no other health issues. And a lot of people are saying, I thought hypoglycemia was low blood sugar. How does eating a diet with no sugar in it? Well, yeah, it does help with hypoglycemic. Any of you guys who have reactive hypoglycemia and you think you have to eat sweets every 2 or 3 hours to keep your blood sugar up, talk to Mama Jack. You don't. Once you convert to a proper human diet, the reactive hypoglycemia goes away. Sometimes I feel sugar dropping after being nervous or anxious. Why? Cortisol, epinephrine and cortisol. They'll make you feel that way. It may not be your blood sugar dropping. It may just be the shakiness from the adrenaline or the epinephrine.
It's a similar feeling.
Mm-hmm. It's very similar. So next time that happens, I want you to check your blood sugar, Mama. I bet it's normal. I bet that's not what it is at all.
Celeste, what are your thoughts on full carnivore post-menopausal? I don't feel as good and don't sleep as well. Should I add carbs and what types? So we've been talking about this actually today. So Dr. Elizabeth Bright is a great person to look at. She's on YouTube, multiple interviews, and she recommends for 30 days for postmenopausal or menopausal women to up that fat.
Yep.
Do an 80-20, which is 80% fat, 20% protein for 30 days, and then adjust after that. And it seems like women who are in the change or after the change do really well when they bump up that fat macro. She recommends butter, beef tallow, animal fats. Yes. Not MCT oil, not olive oil, not avocado oil, animal fats.
Many people, when they go carnivore over the months, and I was just talking with our good friend Amber O'Hearn on Twitter about this the other day, you tend to eat less and less fat. For whatever reason, maybe that unconscious voice of your mom saying, that's too much fat, or who knows why, but you just tend to eat less fat. And that's why a lot of people on carnivore, like my ketone numbers aren't nearly as good as they used to be. You're not eating enough fat. Bump up the fat, but definitely Elizabeth Bright is a great resource, and I'm going to have her on the channel here in the near future. I thought that was scheduled, but maybe not. I'll check on that. But bump the fat up, and I think you'll notice you sleep better and your symptoms are not as severe. Stephen, Dr. Berry, what is your take on the 4K urine test for prostate? 4K urine test. I haven't heard of this. 4K urine. I'll look this up. Typically, anytime somebody asks me a question I don't know, I look it up. That's what a good doctor does. And then I will post the answer in the private group. I do that several times a week when a group member asks me a question. So I don't know if you're in the group or not, Stephen, but for $5 a month, you can be in there. And I'll post that answer in the group. Stephen. What's that movie?
It's not a movie.
Stephen. What is it?
It's that girl from Vine from like forever ago.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about her. What was her name?
I don't remember.
So funny. Stephen. Daniel, my blood pressure is typically normal, but pulse runs high. 70s when I wake, then 80s and 90s for the rest of the day. Any ideas? I quit cigarettes 6 months ago. So first of all, all of your pulses that you told me about are normal. Okay. Any resting pulse, that's really the only time a doctor should check your pulse. If you're up walking around, your pulse is going to be higher. That is normal. That is not pathology. That's normal physiology.
Speaking of 4K, you did. I knew you could do it. I knew you could get it to 4,000.
What about 5,000 though? I don't know. Craig, happy birthday. I'm going to Europe for 3 weeks. Oh, you lucky dog.
And I expect to cheat.
I have been strict for 18 months, but I think the Christmas markets are going to beat me. I might surprise myself. Let me tell you something. In Europe, in the UK, it's easy to cheat. They have some delicioso.
Listen, though.
But
I just did an Instagram and a YouTube. I did a short about this. Here's what I want to tell you. We went to London after I'd been keto for nearly a year. And I was like, I'm gonna cheat. We're going to Harrods. If you've ever been to the Harrods food court, oh my gosh, smorgasbord, right? I cheated. And let me tell you, that very expensive vacation,
she ruined it.
I ruined it because I felt awful. Yeah. So just know.
She had the backdoor trots the entire time.
It wasn't just that. I felt ill the entire time. I couldn't enjoy my time.
I need a bathroom.
Please, and bathrooms in Europe are not that great.
You got to pay.
Yeah. Understand your limits. What's going to be like a cheat that you're going to probably be okay? Right. You may gain a pound of inflammation. And what's going to send you to the bathroom for 3 days and ruin your trip, right?
Exactly.
So you don't want to waste your time and your money just because you wanted to indulge. Because the real memories are made seeing all the sights and all the architecture and the history. That's where the real memories come from.
Ayana, can 3 months of cholestasis in pregnancy cause serious liver damage with very high bile salts? If the bile backed up into your liver, it could cause some damage, but that typically does not happen unless you have an obstruction that prevents the bile from draining into your small intestine. Very high bile salts. So did you have a complete metabolic panel checked and looked at your total bilirubin? And then did you have a gallbladder panel checked to check all the other bilirubins? Don't have a gallbladder. So maybe, but probably not. I'm not sure what test you're talking about here. Very high bile salts. I'm not sure what test that is. What is it? Was it a blood test? Because if it wasn't, you need to have your blood checked. CMP, add all the full bile panel, all the different bilirubins, and then also a GGT. That will tell you if there's been any damage. Nathan, I still have diarrhea after 3 months on carnivore. I eat grain-fed steaks. Is it too much fat for me? I have seborrheic dermatitis that won't go away. I've heard this is dairy related. Is that true? Yeah, Nathan, it's time for you to stop the dairy. The only dairy that crosses your lips from this day forward needs to be butter or ghee. Carnivore does include dairy technically, but the vast majority of human adults do not benefit from eating dairy. And in many cases, they can have side effects from the dairy. And then they're saying, well, carnivore didn't work. Well, you were eating a pound of cheese a day and heavy cream and half, and maybe drinking milk, maybe raw milk because you heard that was magic. Milk is for baby mammals, including humans. It is for children. Beckett and Bonnie, 4 years old and a year and a half, they drink goat milk every day. But when Beckett gets another year or two older, we'll start to wean that down. He will not drink milk after the age of 5 or 6. It'll be a rare treat for him to have milk. But now it's part of his daily food because he is a child. He is a young mammal. When mammals grow up, they put away childish mammal behavior. They stop drinking milk. So eliminate the dairy, and I think you'll be happy with the outcome. Thank you, David, very much. Susan, seen Pub November 2023 on 10-year cardio risk.
Publication, maybe?
10-year cardio risk with regards to what, Susan? I don't know exactly what you're asking here, but thank you very much for the super chat. Does anybody else know which study Susan's talking about? Diane, do you know anything about Sweets syndrome? Yes, I do. Asking for my daughter. She is suffering from her second episode within a year. So Sweets is rare, but it is a known condition, and it will absolutely become less severe, and she'll have less frequent flare-ups if she adopts and sticks to a proper human diet. And Diane, if she doesn't know what a proper human diet is, you can get a free copy of my guidebook down in the show notes. the free guidebook for a proper human diet. She can get it emailed directly to her.
Link in the show notes, and I'm putting it in the chat right now.
Sonia, thoughts on how to get cortisol back to normal? Low in the morning, high at 2 a.m. Been carnivore for a year, hypothyroidism as well, not taking NDT and adrenal cortex. So how do you know your cortisol is high at 2 a.m.? That's not typically the way cortisol is checked. Are you doing salivary testing or serum testing? You need to be doing serum testing, not salivary testing. You can check your cortisol. Cortisol fluctuates constantly. It needs to be checked at specific times of day, and 2 a.m. ain't one of them. So see your doctor and tell them you want the cortisol testing that checks at 4 different times of day. I'm afraid that, and adrenal cortex supplement, that's a waste of your money. You don't need that. Okay, the NDT may or may not be helping. Probably not helping, but it's not going to hurt you. Leroy Dickinson interview an anti-beef butter bacon and eggs doc and Jordan Peterson at the same time. I freaking love this idea. I've actually
be able to hear anything.
Talked to Michaela Peterson a couple of times about having her dad on the channel, and he eats a carnivore diet. If you guys don't know that, but he's not wanting to get into the diet wars, which I totally understand. Great respect for Jordan Peterson and his daughter Michaela,
who's pregnant. If y'all haven't seen her bump pics,
very pregnant.
She looks amazing.
Luis, starting Ketovore, what helps with not feeling weak when lifting and helps with muscle growth, trying to look like Mr. Berry. So eating until you're comfortably stuffed, eating lots of fatty red meat and eggs with the yolk. I never feel weak doing that. I hear some people talk about this when they first start. Could be a component of carbohydrate withdrawal. Anytime you're withdrawing from an addictive substance like sugar and carbohydrates, you can feel yucky for a week or two. That's probably what it is. I eat lots of meat and eggs. And let me also, just for full disclosure here, I have not eaten today, and it's 6:46 p.m. here where we're at. I'm probably going to break my fast after this with some venison backstrap,
it's so good.
some venison heart, and some venison liver.
That was killed this week
Legally by Neisha's dad.
Yeah.
Well, you got to say that.
I don't know. Can I say
Harvested.
the K word? Harvested.
He was harvested legally here in Tennessee.
Clean,
Fat buck. Big,
clean harvest.
yes, clean harvest. Legal, tagged. So don't let nobody freak out. But yeah, and I'll be putting lots of butter on top of that because venison is by nature very lean.
Backstrap.
Unless Neisha wants to cook me some bacon. I mean, my birthday's coming up.
Venison.
And bacon.
With a humongous tub.
Yeah, venison with no bacon. I'm just saying it'd be.
It's not your birthday today.
I mean, if you wanted to cook some bacon, it'd be great. But if not, it's okay. I understand. But if you do, it's the bacon. I like it crispy. But either way, it's fine. What movie? What movie is that from?
Saturday. And I'm
Come on, you
doing
movie buffs.
Plenty of awesome things for you. Okay.
Mona B. Dr. Barry, do you truly think carnivore or keto is the proper human diet? Both cannot be true. Actually, they can be true, Mona. And I'll explain. Dr. Chafee and others talk about veggies being bad for us. Why? Either they are or not. Okay. We need to know the truth. Mona B is on fire for this. We need an answer.
Me and Dr. Barry, we're going to do a whole video about this actually.
So Mona B, we are all the same species, but we all have genetic differences. Okay. They're small and slight. There are many different ways in which we're different, but in most ways we're the same. And that's why there is a proper human diet spectrum. Not just a proper human diet for everybody. There's a spectrum based on your age, your current, how metabolically healthy you are, your hormone status, whether you are a heavy lifter and work out hard or whether you sit on the couch. All these things matter. Your microbiome probably matters, but we just don't know how yet. So the proper human diet spectrum starts at low carb, still real whole foods, then keto, then ketovore, then carnivore, then the lion diet. And there are specific reasons why you might or might not, should or should not eat one of those ways. Now, there are absolutely phytochemicals in vegetables that the plants put there to cause problems for predators that eat the flesh, the dead, rotting flesh of the vegetable. Yes, that's true. Okay. Some people are very much affected by these phytochemicals, phytotoxins. Absolutely true. Some people don't seem to be affected very much, and some people seem to be affected not at all. And that's why there's a spectrum. I think everybody's proper human diet, the focus of your plate should be fatty red meat. That should be what's the majority of your plate. Okay.
You can find all this information in that free PhD guide that you can get.
Yeah.
Link in the description, and it explains all of what he just said.
It might help you, Mona B. Absolutely.
There's the truth.
There's the truth.
Handle the truth.
She can. Mona B can handle the truth. Sophia, I work out regularly. A high intensity interval training, walk, strength training, 52-year-old keto, Ketovore, 2.5 years, perfect blood work. Per you, should I supplement with creatine and taurine? Guess what, Sophia? Guess what are the best supplements in the world for both taurine and creatine? Meat. Okay. No, you don't need to waste your money on a creatine supplement. Definitely not a taurine supplement. If you're eating red meat, you're getting all that. You're getting every bit of it you need. 100,000 years ago, the favorite creatine supplement for our ancestors was meat. Eat your meat. It's just that it's that simple, Sophia. Don't try to complicate it. You don't need to spend money. I know that money's burning a hole in your pocket, but you don't need to spend it. Spend it on good quality meat, because that's where the creatine and the taurine are. Jacob, got some labs back. Bioavailable testosterone was 3 nanomoles, references 4 to 12. I'm 27. What can I do about this? Number 1, eat lots more fatty red meat. Number 2, lift heavy things routinely. Do that for 90 days and then repeat your testosterone test. If it's still too low, then go and talk to a doctor about bioidentical hormone optimization. Many, many men checking their total testosterone have been able to increase their total testosterone anywhere from 50 points all the way up to 400 points by eating lots of fatty red meat and lifting heavy things. Thank you, Wayne, very much.
Got a few minutes left, lightning round.
PETA, do you have knowledge around how long it takes for the body to be clear of accumulated toxins? I did hear about 200 days after quitting seed oils, but when I asked, Google says seed oils are fine. Yeah. So the omega-6 fatty acids actually get taken up by your fat cells, and there are some studies have put it as long as 2 years to get it out completely out of your fat cells. But that's really irrelevant, because what you want to do is do the best you can do, PETA, on a daily basis, including today and tomorrow. Do the best you can do with your diet and your lifestyle. That's all you can do. You can't somehow magically get in there and dig out the improper fats, also the non-nutritive amino acids that were put into your cells and tissues by eating foods that you maybe shouldn't have been eating. There's nothing you can do about those. Those will be cycled out eventually. The only thing you can do to speed that up a little is to do at least 18 hours of intermittent fasting a day. If you want to do that, great, but keep eating a proper human diet and then let it go. Give it to a higher power, because there's nothing you can do about it. Time will heal. Carnivore, full carnivore for 2+ years, went from 310 pounds down to 208 pounds at a height of 6'4". Boy, I bet you a sexy carnivore. I'm 33 and had a host of health issues like chronic heartburn, boils, and such. All have cleared up. I've never felt better thanks to people like you and others. Thank you for the super chat, and thank you for sharing that story. You guys, from 310 pounds, feeling miserable, having boils, having heartburn, now 208 pounds, lean and sexy and mean if the situation calls for it.
33 and had all those issues.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that.
33 years old and feeling like an old man, but not anymore. Not anymore. That's how you do it right there.
5th Gen Texan. Happy birthday, 55-year-old female, 115 pounds, 5'6", lost 20 on keto last year. Day 9 of carnivore, not looking to lose weight, but to heal Epstein-Barr virus, Lyme disease, and MCAS. Yesterday started getting electric currents in my thigh muscle. Ideas.
Yeah, this is probably a temporary neuropathy. Sometimes you can have little shooting neuropathic pains like this. It could be related to the MCAS, but probably not. This is probably a temporary thing. It may or may not be related to your diet in any way. You may have tweaked your back and you don't even realize it because it's not hurting. Any number of things. You may have slept wrong. This is probably nothing to worry about unless it persists and gets worse. Then you're going to go see your doctor.
Ashley.
Hey, Ashley.
How to deal with unsupportive family and friends. I've dealt with all my addiction from pills and behaviors on my own. I relapsed on alcohol and sugar, and even AA has proven judgmental. Horrible.
Yeah.
I need help. Ashley, that's what we're for. That's what the group is for.
Yeah.
Run to us. You are never a burden. That is why we have that group. That is why we are in there. We are happy to help you.
Yep.
Even if you just need to vent and need someone to vent to, there is someone in the group that will listen to you and give you a shoulder to cry on and give you support and encouragement. You're not alone. Even your friends and family, it's very difficult.
It makes it feel like it's impossible. And it makes it very, very difficult. But it's absolutely doable. There is a way out of this mess for you. That is a sustainable way that you can stay out of this mess for the rest of your life. It may take uprooting. It may take firing some family members, because you can do that. Did you know that? You can fire a family member's ass if they need to be fired.
If they aren't there to support you, sometimes you have to cut your circle down.
Yep.
And that doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make them a bad person. It just means you guys can't be around each other right now in this season of your life. And maybe later they can come back and you guys can work things out. But this is the most important thing right now. Your health, your mental health, and sustaining all of this, right? Surround yourself with people who will love you.
Yep. And this can be in real life, which is more powerful.
Right.
It can also be your online community inside the group. We got you. As soon as this live's over, I need you to post in the group.
You can Instagram me too. You know you can.
Yeah, but I want you to, because there are other people in the group who are dealing with addiction and who probably are dealing with crappy family members and friends. And just to have somebody that you can bounce off of who's not, I'm a doctor, blah, blah, blah. But I'm talking about somebody who's been there and lived it. That's who you need to talk to, because there's probably tips and tricks that I would never guess because I've never been in that situation. Mm-hmm. So please post in the main chat as soon as this is over in the private group. I guarantee you somebody will reach out, Ashley, who's been in the same boat you're in right now, because we all are in boats from time to time. Doesn't mean you have to stay there forever.
Yeah, you can kick people out of your boat, and that is okay.
100%. Big splash coming up. Thank you, Rick, very much. Roadmap to reality in 52 had pituitary microadenoma or macro, really? Removed in May. I guess you're 52 years old. Presently taking levothyroxine and corticosteroid due to pituitary not sending signals. Can Carnivore help heal these two type concerns? It depends on the surgery or the therapy that you had. If you no longer have that part of your pituitary gland, you'll have to take thyroid replacement hormone for the rest of your life. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be fake synthroid. It could be an actual real thyroid replacement hormone. But you'll have to take thyroid replacement hormone and cortisol replacement for the rest of your life if they destroyed or damaged that part of your pituitary gland.
She's got a few more minutes left.
Amy, happy birthday. Love, Amy, an ex-diabetic. Awesome. It's not possible to reverse type 2 diabetes, Amy. What are you talking about?
Dr. Nadir. Oh, we haven't seen him in a long time.
He's awesome.
Says hi and thank you for helping save my life. My A1C is 5.4, blood pressure 121, 56 years old. The cat just clawed me. Thank you. 6'2" and 186 pounds. I'm at my U.S. Army weight from 1986.
Y'all, come on.
Tell Dr. Nadir. That
don't tell me and Dr. Nadir Ali that you can't do this. 100% you can. It's sustainable. It is the most sustainable way. You can't do it on 800 calories a day, but you can do it on a proper human diet.
Because you're daddy, 92. Underate for months, now eating 3 steaks a day. Sometimes 2 steaks or 6 or 7 eggs. I'm dizzy when standing. Could this be from caffeine intake? I usually drink 1 or 2 cups an AM, or am I still healing? I use LMNT. I'm
wondering if you're not using enough salt, number one. Number two, if this dizziness continues, go see your doctor, because there can be medical conditions that cause you to be dizzy. Okay. Bump up the element a little, bump up the salt, make sure you're eating plenty of fat. I believe you that you're eating it till you're comfortably stuffed. If the dizziness continues, see your doctor. Could be something completely unrelated to diet.
Vishnu, hope I'm saying that right. Doctor, I can't afford clean carnivore way of eating. Should I still consider eating conventional carnivore diet and stay healthy? Thanks.
Absolutely. You can do great things for your health on cheap carnivore. Okay. On cheap bologna and cheap hot dogs, just read the ingredients, get the lowest sugar ones that you can afford. You can do it on deli meat, luncheon meat, any of those things are carnivore. You can do it on canned salmon, canned tuna, other canned meats, canned sardines, canned cod liver. All these are relatively cheap. Okay. You can buy the big stick of cheap hamburger meat that's 70-30 fat to protein to fat. Absolutely. You can improve your health greatly, Vishnu. You don't have to waste a bunch of money.
That is our time. Thank you guys so much for getting us to 4,200 people.
Thank you guys.
You went above and beyond, as we knew you would, because you guys are awesome. If you want to share your success story, if Dr. Barry's played a part in it, or maybe me, I don't know, maybe I played a part in it too, you can submit your testimony and your health story at drbarrylist.com/testimony, and maybe we'll give you a shout out on one of our Monday Night Lives. Or you can join our community, which for some reason is not on the screen. If you want more of us, you're not tired of us, we didn't get on your nerves, you actually kind of like us.
We're going to be live tomorrow at 6 p.m. Tomorrow.
Yep. At phdhealth.community, you can join for $5, and that gets you access to an extra live stream, our PhD coaches, challenges, lots of support and accountability, which is what a lot of us need this time of year. So if you want to join, click that link in the description. It'll take you right over there, and we'll see you tomorrow. Or if not, we will see you next week right here, same place, same time.
Huzzah!
Love you, Mina.